Sway Help.
Brittany, welcome to the program.
Colin, we're here again.
We are here again. It is the end of HCIC24 here in Austin, Texas. How did you enjoy the conference?
It was great, and we both have our matching bracelets on.
Look at that.
Unfortunately, they aren't from the Taylor Swift concert, but they are from the Hetty and Hop booth, which I got so many compliments on already.
Yes, and like you had summarized yesterday, they had an amazing booth, a mosaic and everything. So, but let's start. What stood out for you at HCIC24?
It's a big conference, but also pretty intimate at times with some of the sessions that you're doing and some of the panel discussions that people had. So, although it is, there's a lot of people who come here and a lot of vendors, you still have, a little bit of intimacy that you can chat with the attendees that are here, which is nice. Especially in the exhibit hall too. It was a little kind of tight together, so it was nice because you could hit up a whole bunch of people in, such a short period of time.
Was there? So you mentioned yesterday Hetty and Hop's booth. Was there anything else that stood out for you in the exhibit hall?
I actually stopped by the Lyft booth the other day, and not many people love magic in trade shows or in exhibit halls. I think we've talked to people that are like, I don't want the magician, don't come up and do magic shows. But this guy, they had built their own deck of cards with all their branding on it.
Okay.
And he is, one of the sales guys there, was doing the magic trick to me and floored my mind. So, I think it still works.
So that's funny because it wasn't like a paid magician. It was actually somebody from the company.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Right?
That's
I was
impressive.
like, that's a good tactic.
Anything else that you enjoyed on the final day of the exhibit hall?
I was surprised. Not surprised, but a lot of people stuck around for the closing panel, which was nice. Great for HCIC, and it was nice to see kind of a packed house for the panel. It was cool. The one thing that I took away from the panel was they were talking about content marketing or content in healthcare marketing, and how we would think about a lot of external content, but the one woman was talking about using your internal associates and employees for content. So what they had done one year for Christmas is kind of put out a note to their associates and said, can anybody play an instrument? And so they got everybody within the organization to play Silent Night, and then kind of clipped it all together and had a patient story at the end. And so they said, people came into the woodwork. Someone was playing the harp, someone was playing the trombone, and they all kind of put it in together as one big orchestra, and used that as part of their content for their Christmas or holiday campaign. And it got featured on ABC News and all these big news stations. So she said, sometimes content can come from, the most interesting places.
That was pretty cool. What other sessions, were there any of those sessions that stood out for you, or any themes that came out for you then?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest themes that I heard was the patient story and the patient narrative, and really getting those patient, out on the forefront, so you can kind of relate to that patient. I went to one session called the Elevated Patient Story, and it was interesting because they do video, and they partnered with one of their patients who had a traumatic brain injury over in Nigeria. And they featured him, and he has since started a nonprofit. But what was interesting is they were talking about how they're using this big video and then chopping it up into little videos, similar to what stuff that we do. And then they're doing it from a patient standpoint and clipping it up and putting it out onto snackable, digestible content pieces. So it's nice to see that mix of, yes, you still want the patient story out there, but then here's some interesting ways that you can get that out, your content out. Here's some of the other trends that we heard from people here at HCIC24.
Hi, I'm Christy Roldan. I'm the Senior Director of Client Insights at MDRG. I think what I'm seeing a lot of at the conference this year is, in various ways, people talking about driving patients and driving consumers to the channels that they can support. I think we've talked a lot in the past about access being an issue, and I think we're seeing that smooth out, and systems and hospitals are really driving patients to the service lines that they can support, and then finding other alternatives when they can't support some of the areas that are, have less access or less availability. So that's a lot of what I'm seeing at the conference this year.
Hi, I'm Brittany Maynard. I'm a digital application strategist with Hackensack Meridian Health. This year, I feel like most people are talking about how you can fail and still succeed. The ways that you learn from falling apart and going through the toughest times and really taking that, learning from it, and moving forward. No playing the blame game anymore. We all know we fail. We all know we are human. So it's nice to really feel like you can collaborate with everyone and learn from your mistakes.
Hi, Shelby Auer, account manager at Hetty and Hop. And the topic that I've been hearing a lot about at HCIC has been, surprise, surprise, still privacy, but we're talking a little bit more about what the actual implementation is looking like for folks. So a lot of folks are talking about a lot of specific questions like, okay, how is this going to impact our SEO? What do we do about video embeds? We have a whole strategy around video embeds. How does that impact our SEO strategy moving forward? So a lot of very detailed questions about how privacy is going to impact not only, what they're doing with the data, but the strategies that they have outside of just what data is being shared with different platforms.
Hi, Scott Schuster, VP of Strategy and Solutions for Abundant Health Acquisitions, or as we like to be called, AHA. One thing that surprised me that we're talking about is privacy. It felt like that was a huge topic about a year ago, and there's been some clarification, which seems to have actually created confusion. And so I hear a lot of people talking about it in like, oh, we've already solved this for this, and then I'm hearing other people say, what that person doesn't realize. And so I think we're still talking about it. I'm surprised we're still talking about it, and I think there's still a lot of confusion around what we're allowed to do and what we're not allowed to do.
I'm Emily Ansel. I'm the CEO of Private Health News. I think this is my 13th HCIC, and really, I'm sure I'm going to say the same hot topic that everyone is talking about, but AI and what the heck that actually means and what it's going to mean. And I honestly don't think any of us know as it's changing. And I watched this documentary the other day and it said this AI is going to get better and then it's going to build a better AI and then it's going to build a better AI. So hopefully we'll also have jobs, but I think we will.
Hi, I'm Elise Horst, Director of AI Solutions at Fathom. Other than AI, what I think we're going to be talking about next year at HCIC is I think a lot of people are going to have implemented new measurement solutions outside of GA4 that are privacy compliant. And I think we're all going to be further along in understanding how best to use those, what data is now available to us, and how we use that to maximize performance.
So Brittany, gotta ask, after hours stuff, anything that you did that was fun while you were here at HCIC24?
Yeah, we actually went to a really cool, intimate party at a Mexican place with Hero and Adobe, and they had a little fireside chat that went on, and then they, handed out ranch waters and some tacos, so that was really cool, but it was a nice way to be able to connect with people in a more intimate way. And then obviously we went out and did karaoke after that. So, it's a little dive place in Austin called Egos, and the karaoke people there are amazing. Like, they should be professional singers.
Well, I'm glad you were carrying the karaoke flag for us at Sway.
Always.
I could not work up the courage to go, or the stamina, frankly, to go to karaoke that you did. So I'm glad you did. But now that we're at the end, what is your vote, Brittany, for best giveaway here at HCIC24?
There was a lot of good giveaways, and it's to each their own. But I picked up a stuffy for my kid, which is always great, and you always hear parents doing that. But Nemours Kids Health had a really interesting giveaway, and my kid, I always do affirmations with my kid in the morning and in the evening, and so they have this little stress ball for kids that when you squeeze it, it says little affirmations to them, like, you are strong, you are brave. So I picked up one for my kid, so when I'm not doing them, he can do them himself too.
That is an excellent giveaway. I love that, actually. I've never heard of one.
Yeah,
And
I thought it was really, really
I'm now
interesting.
I'm sad I missed that. I'm sad I missed
Maybe
that.
I'll try and find you one, Colin, and pick you up one.
Well, thank you for that, Brittany. It's awesome to always chat with you. And I'm
thanks.
glad you and I got a chance to be here at HCIC24.
Together, I know. Thanks, Colin.
Thanks to all of you watching that here at Sway. We'll catch you on the next video.